you were doing well. Sunday, I certainly did. I am back again for the third night in a row to run some IXEG 737 legs. Only 2 of those nights, last night and tonight, did we actually get anywhere. So, fingers crossed, OBS will play along, everything will work as usual. We won't have any of the disruptions that we had last night and the night before. Continuing in our little sort of chain of Southwest Airlines legs, tonight I should have time for 2 flights, assuming we have no technical issues. First one will be Las Vegas, which is fairly obviously where we are right now, down to Phoenix, and then from Phoenix over to San Francisco, both real-world Southwest routes. So, as is usual for my airline flights, I have loaded passengers and fuel, but done nothing else. Sitting here in the southwest section of the Las Vegas airport. I did figure out why I was seeing airplanes from other regions. Mr. X library that is used to populate all these static aircraft was not the latest version. We fixed that, and now we don't see any more Austrian regional jets in the US. We see regionally appropriate static aircraft. So, nice improvement. Glad we figured that one out. Show you the brief for tonight's flight from McCarran, Las Vegas to Phoenix Sky Harbor. Alternate is Tucson. The route, Cowboy 6 departure, Cowboy transition direct to Tents, and the Bruiser 1 arrival, so not much navigation that's not on a departure or an arrival. We are expecting a runway 19 departure out of Las Vegas, which is actually fairly rare. It's the southbound runways instead of the usual northbound because the winds are favoring that. That'll be something that'll be a little different. Other than that, not too much should be unusual. Block time for this one is just over an hour and 15 minutes. And then the second flight will be a little bit longer. So, weather-wise, nothing much to report, just the winds here. The winds 220 at 13, gusting 20 from Las Vegas, so that's why we'll be most likely on the 19s. Other than that, the usual visibility 10, few clouds. Phoenix has very calm winds and very little in the way of skies. Yeah, Than, this is the, we can go over here and take a look real quick. This is the built-in Las Vegas scenery now. I don't actually have anything custom here for Las Vegas. It's pretty cool. It does all right. Like, I mean, it's not something that's like payware quality, but for being built into the sim, it's pretty cool, and it definitely ups the immersion factor. A couple people have noticed that it is missing the stratosphere, which should be like, I think up here, and is a pretty common landmark for navigation purposes, as well as looking really cool. It's also actually important for pilots. So hopefully they'll add that in a future update, but all in all, not too shabby for something that costs no dollars and comes with the sim. We haven't had a good payware Las Vegas area or airport for quite a while. There's a package called Glitter Gulch that's been around for years and years and years, but I'm not actually the hugest fan of it. So, we do need to go and file. I'll do that quick. Last one is Southwest 3245. Yep, looks good. Generate this one real quick. Using the always amazing, always free sim brief. We'll then go to prefile, which takes us to PE, pre-populates everything Southwest 3245. Las Vegas to Phoenix. This does have the wrong alternate. Alternate will be Tucson. Cruising will be 35,000. Cowboy 6 Cowboy, Tents Bruiser 1. All looks great. Go ahead and file that. And let's go ahead and get the airplane started up. Ground power's on, so lights going, and the battery on. Also, congratulations to stream regular Thanatos on his promotion to moderator. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. Push the magic button, make everything come online. All right. We've learned in the past that bringing the hydraulic pumps online is a good idea, the electric ones that is. As well as making sure that your parking brake is set, which it now is. Start the always enjoyable IRS alignment procedure. This one that I learned, by the way, in case you've been watching the last couple streams when I've been dealing with this. For some reason, the status indicator on this always says 7 until it's 7 minutes or less. I don't know why that is. It's a real plain thing that's modeled accurately. So I was watching this waiting for it to count down, and in reality it was still counting down. It was just not showing me the number because the number was greater than 7. You know why it is set up that way? I sure would like to know. All right. In the meantime, we'll press onwards with our pre-flight here. Grab our information. As usual, we will not put the route information all the way in until we get the clearance from ATC that we're actually going to be allowed to fly that route. Saves time if it's not going to work out. Go over to Las Vegas clearance and answer that question. Map as usual. Yep, looks good. Quiet night on the network, not too many planes.
Tower Delta 237 looking on visual for 24 right.
Delta 237, Los Angeles Tower, runway 24 right, clear to land.
24 right, clear to land, Delta 237.
Las Vegas delivery, Southwest 3245 IFR to Phoenix.
Good evening, Vegas Tower, American 2455 is on the visual approach, 25 left.
See that guy landing here.
American 2455, Las Vegas Tower, runway 25 left, clear to land.
25 left, clear to land, American 2455.
That's this
runway. Tower, Cessna
runway right here.
Bravo, holding short runway 15.
See if we can see him later.
Cessna 329 Sierra Bravo.
Maverick, I am a PE staff member. I'm not a controller.
Takeoff, 9 Sierra Bravo.
I have controlled in the past, but I'm not currently on the roster for PilotEdge. I've done VATSIM work.
LA Tower, United 283 is holding short 25 right on Bravo, ready for departure.
Our humble clearance request appears to have been swallowed here.
Los Angeles Tower, runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff.
So I'll call
25
again
right,
in here
clear
a
for
minute.
takeoff, United 283.
Oh, you know what? I know what it is. We didn't push the mic button.
Tower, Skylane, number 312 Tango Kilo is 10 miles northwest, inbound to land. Full stop.
There we go. Maverick, I don't have that plane, so I could not actually tell you. Usual cause of low frames might be VRAM exhaustion.
3 miles north, make right traffic.
So fire up one of the like GPU-Z and see what your RAM usage is. There's that traffic coming in.
Report.
You might not be able to see it quite yet.
Report 3 miles north for right downwind traffic and Skylane. 3 Tango Kilo.
Las Vegas delivery, Southwest 3245, pickup IFR to Phoenix.
IFR, ceiling 500 broken.
Oops.
3 miles visibility with mist. Are you running your own weather?
Controller was talking, so we'll have to try that again because he did not hear us because he was talking. The system will block him from hearing us.
Skylane 2 Tango Kilo, roger.
Las Vegas delivery, Southwest 3245, IFR to Phoenix.
Skylane 2 Tango Kilo, if you're IFR rated and equipped, I have a frequency for you if you want to pick up IFR into the airport. Otherwise, it looks like San Luis.
So that was number 3.
VFR, and they're about 15 miles to the southeast of here.
He's working planes in the air first before planes on the ground, which is
I am pretty new with PilotEdge, so
reasonable.
Not going to take the chance. I'll turn around.
November 2 Tango Kilo, roger. And just advise if you're going
There's
back
that
out. Let me know.
incoming traffic.
San Marie Tower 312 Tango Kilo is turning around to San Luis.
Number 2 Tango Kilo, roger. Frequency change approved. A good flight.
Tower Delta 237 is clear from runway 24 right, holding short on Zulu.
Skyline 9er Sierra, correction, Skyhawk 9er Sierra
Is
Bravo.
he transparent?
Good day.
That's weird.
Over to departure. Yankee 390 Bravo.
Nice landing.
San Luis Tower, Warrior 313 Alpha Charlie,
Whoa,
10 to the
whoa,
east,
whoa.
inbound, landing full stop, information Alpha.
Rock to the right a little there, but not much to complain about.
Delta 237, cross runway 25, correction, cross runway 24 left at Zulu, say gate.
Cross 24 left is
I said it
Zulu,
wasn't busy.
Just going to parking.
Delta 237, turn left.
I mean, it's kind of busy.
Echo, and taxi to the ramp for maintenance frequency.
Cross 24 left at Zulu, left on Echo, 237, remaining on frequency.
American 2455, cross runway 25 right at Alpha 5.
That's the guy who just landed.
25 right at Alpha 5, we're going to the Delta gates tonight at 2455.
American 2455, taxi via Alpha 5, Bravo 5, Charlie, and monitor ground 121.1. Good.
Alpha 5, Bravo 5, Charlie to the Delta gates and we monitor ground 120.1 at 2455.
November 313 Alpha Charlie, San Luis Tower, wind 300 at 14, altimeter 2990, safe position and type aircraft.
10 miles east and a Warrior, Piper Warrior for 313 Alpha Charlie.
Warrior 3 Alpha Charlie, report 3 miles east, make straight in runway 29er.
Good news is everything else is going pretty smoothly, so it doesn't take that long to get everything going.
Report 3 miles east, straight in, runway 29er, 313 Alpha Charlie.
Las Vegas delivery, Southwest 3245 IFR to Phoenix.
Southwest 3245, Las Vegas clearance, delivery clearance on request, MA.
There we go. At least now we're in the queue.
United 283, contact SoCal departure, good day.
Might still take him a little bit to get back to
Departure,
us, but he knows
283.
we're he knows we're here. So I'll go ahead and do our performance numbers while we are waiting.
King Air 421 Charlie.
0 fuel weight.
San Luis ground clearance on request, MA.
103.6 or 3,600 pounds, 2,000 in reserves. Cruise altitude 350.
Southwest 3245, clear the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, Cowboy 6 departure. Cowboy, then as filed. Climb via SID, and expect flight level 350. 5 minutes after departure, Las Vegas departure frequency 125.9er. Squawk 3347.
Okay, Southwest 3245 cleared to Phoenix, Cowboy 6 departure, Cowboy, climb via SID 125.9er for departure, and 3347 for the squawk for Southwest 3245.
Correct.
Sweet.
King Air 1 Charlie Sierra, clear the Monterey Airport, Crate 3 departure.
All right, 3347.
Rams, then as filed, maintain 5,000. Expect 1.
Now that we've got our route, let's go look at it.
Departure. Santa Barbara departure frequency 120.5.
This is a fairly complicated departure because you can use it from any of the 8 departure runways. So there's 4 runways, and you can take off from either end. So it's pretty much all on the table here, and it has a second page full of instructions of what to do for each various runway. So I'm going to assume we're going to get 19 left, which means climb via heading
San Luis
190.
Tower, 313 Alpha Charlie. I forgot to mention I'm Cat 2.
2681,
Charlie, Roger.
direct
And
fix
safe
6.
position.
Proper adder below 7,000 and adder above
Warrior
5900.
Charlie,
So this is a
Roger.
fairly
Runway 29,
complicated
cleared away.
procedure with all these
29,
restrictions,
313 Alpha Charlie.
but basically boils down to fix 6 to Roper to Caesar to hit me, and then to Cowboy. And then from Cowboy we don't care about the rest of it because that's the end of our use of this procedure. So go ahead and put that in
Maintain 7,000.
to our route.
5 minutes after departure.
We're expecting 19er left for departure, Cowboy 6.
Squawk 2332.
Now this is somewhat interesting in that it does not have the Cowboy transition listed here, so let's see. Yeah, Cowboy is kind of the default there, so that's perfect.
Climb maintain 7,000, expect flight level 370 and 5. Departure 128.1, squawk 2.
We can turn this off for now. I don't care what they're doing. Alright, then from there it's direct tents. NTS. And the arrival into Phoenix is the Bruiser 1 from tenths. That makes it pretty simple. Did not pick that up though. Why didn't you do that? Bruiser 1 from tenths. And we are expecting ILS 26. I suppose I can select that right now. Okay, tenths Bruiser 1. Perfect. Great, activate that. Check that. Flaps 5, V1 will be 132, VR 134, V2 143. From there we'll have speed restricted climb up to a cruise of 350. Let's check these because there's enough wonkiness going on here with this departure. IXEG has no restriction. Roper, for some reason these are showing up with the European flight levels. I'm not sure why that is. But 7,000 or above. Caesar's 8,000. This is actually wrong. This shouldn't be 7,000 or above. This should be 5,900 or above and 7,000 or below. I think that's the right way to format that. Yep. 8,000 or above. 11,000 or above. That looks right. And then from there it's all fine. And then we'll check the arrival on the way in. Okay. All looks reasonable. IRSs are aligned in all that time. We are ready to go ahead and push back once we get our APU on. APU on. Lights on. Air taxi light on. The pumps can come on. APU temps coming up. Once this little APU gen off bus light comes on, we can turn the APU generators on and stop using the ground power. There it is. Okay, we're now running off the APU, which means ground power can be disconnected. And we are ready to push. We're going to push back tail left, although that has not been working properly for me lately. Damper can come on. Bring our Windows heats on and our pitot heat on, not that we need it. Being like Las Vegas and all. APU bleed can come on. Galley power on so the coffee works. This time we will actually turn on the seatbelt sign. There we go. Excellent. And we will push back nose left. Brakes off. Top of climb, as he said to climb via the SID, we'll look at the departure here. The top altitude is 190, so we'll set that in here too. The plane knows it can climb that high. I don't know why the nose left thing that's supposed to work for this plane, that's supposed to push you to turn the right direction, is not currently working. This is referring to our adventures from last night. We're doing pretty good on the schedule right now. Not too many troubles yet. I'm just gonna let this push me straight back. As you can see, it's trying to turn us, but it's just not quite working. So, and I can use the brakes, I guess, to make it turn, but All right, I'll set the parking brake, which tells the pushback truck to get lost. We're ready for engine start. APU bleed is on. Ignition to left. Fuel is off. Let's start left. Watch this N2 number to come up. Okay. Give it the gas. Now N1's coming up here. Should set our altimeter while we're at it. 2976. Okay, start valves closed. Number 2. Only fight you could afford after losing your cash in Vegas. Yes, a very exciting flight to Phoenix. That's right, we'll have some good scenery along the way. Okay, and two's up. Comes the gas. And then one's coming online. Go ahead and set our flaps to 5 for departure. And our trim to 3.4. We got that number from right here. Oop. There we go. Alright. Both engines are up. Generators are ready. Switch those over. We're now running off the engines. Means we can say so long to the APU and bring the air conditioning back online so everyone stops complaining. Recirc can come on. Isolation valves on auto. Set our pressurization here. Oops. Flight altitude will be 35. Well, don't worry, we'll take you back to the Bay Area in a little bit. Phoenix elevation is 1100. And we are ready for flight mode. Alright, check the overhead. NIS is set, galley power's on. Everything looks hunky-dory up here. Electrical's good, pumps are on, we don't need the center fuel pumps. Hey Val, thanks for the host, man. Val Dudes, worth a follow for sure, that guy is awesome. Real MVP status right there from the old Valmeister. We are just getting started here. You have not missed much at all. Just the pushback from Las Vegas. On our way to Phoenix. Yeah, IXEG. Which I've got to say has been running absolutely awesome for me as of late. Had some problems with it in X-Plane 10, but this update seems to have done the business. There's Val in the chat. He's a hero. Right. 119.9. Vegas ground.
7-3.
Lancer 2 Papa Tango, readback is correct.
He's a dead ass, exactly. Jack CA, thanks for the follow, appreciate that. Alright, we can go ahead and roll up to the edge of the
So there was a lot of Skype noise, Bob. I had to
ramp.
cut you off.
Hoodie Blue, thank you for the follow. The Val crew coming in strong with the button pushing. Appreciate that from all of you.
Orton Tower, Cessna 3294.
Smitty McWet Biscuits with the official, the best nick of the night so far here. We are on our way to Phoenix. Hoodie Blue. Just about to get our taxi departure
Right
taxi
base,
here.
24 land. I'm assessing Skyhawk. 90 above.
All this ground traffic is kind of bumming me out. Look at these guys. It's a traffic jam.
985.
I'm coming straight through. I don't care. I'm a plane. You gotta yield to me. I'm bigger. No, please, they clearly don't. We see. Thank you for the follow, sir. Appreciate that. Alright, we gotta hold up here. We'll just sit here right in the middle of the ground carts, just to annoy them all. Alright, brake is on, and we need to get our taxi once the radio clears up here.
Southwest 308, John Lee Ground, pushback on
We're just gonna sit right here and screw everything up, because we're the plane.
Yeah, excuse me. Southwest 308, thank you.
No problem.
Las Vegas ground Southwest 3245 is ready for taxi, 19er left. No, streaming pilots don't respect the road rules either.
Fulton Tower, did you say clear to land for 3290 Bravo?
Number 9er Sierra Bravo, from River runway 24, clear to land.
Oh, I'm on the tower frequency.
Clear to land 90 Bravo, thanks.
Whoops. Well, we'll need that in a minute, so I'll put...
Southwest 3245, Las Vegas ground runway 25 right, taxi via Charlie.
Okay, 25 right to Charlie for Southwest 3245. We'll need just a second to reprogram before we get rolling, if that's alright.
Roger, were you requesting for runway, I'm sorry?
Yeah, we're looking for 19er left.
Okay, Southwest 3245, runway 19er left, taxi via Charlie Golf Delta, sorry I was on a landline.
Charlie Golf Delta to 19er left, no problem, Southwest 3245. Alright, so we're down here. We're just going to go Charlie Golf to Delta around to 19er left.
Louis Tower, Sky Lane, November 212 Kilo.
We've caused some havoc here. I think it's only right that we get out of the way. What do you say?
With whiskey.
Brakes can go to RTO.
Tango Kilo, San Luis Tower. Report 3 miles south, make left traffic, runway 29er.
Report 3 miles south.
I need to get our departure frequency in before we take it to the skies.
3 Kilo.
Alright.
Tango,
Traffic jam situation appears to still be a standoff, but it's no longer our fault.
Died on me, so I'm restarting.
So we will roll onwards.
Tango, you're restarting at the runway or at the ramp?
I'm going to be in the runoff area, 122 Papa Tango.
That's your 2 Papa Tango, right?
Henderson ground phenom 728 Charlie Sierra IFR 2 San Luis Obispo.
Sky 9er Sierra Bravo, you passed the Cat 9 test.
So we're still on Golf here, or sorry, still on Charlie. As we can see from that little sign, the black one is the one we're on.
Epic 728 Charlie Sierra, Henderson ground clearance Santa Quest, time.
And we should have a right turn coming up here. Onto Golf. We don't appear to have a sign facing us like we should, but this looks right, so we're going to go with it.
Squawk 3635.
Phenom 728 Charlie Sierra is cleared to San Luis Obispo Heli for departure Hector transition, and then as filed.
What happens when you look down while you're driving? Alright, yep, we're on Golf.
8 Charlie Sierra, correction, Eclipse 8 Charlie Sierra back correct.
May have taken out a light or two there, but
that's correct.
They'll send me the bill.
We're a Embraer Phenom 100 for 8 Charlie Sierra.
Ah, Phenom 8 Charlie Sierra, right, thanks. Skylane 2 Tango Kilo, take position.
Take position? What does that mean? You mean line up and wait? Alright, we're rolling on Golf here. That's G2. Which means... well, no problem. I'm here to help explain. Alright, so this is Golf. Delta's coming to cross here, so we'll turn right up here. I'll happily explain anything I can as we're tootling along here, so
Cleared for takeoff, runway.
feel free to ask. Alright, there's Delta. And again, a fairly unusual departure situation out of Las Vegas just because of the winds. They're departing to the south or the west instead of the usual north only for departures. Usually they use the 1s for departures and the 2-5s for arrivals. And as you heard, he was willing to send us to 2-5 left or right for departure, but we had already programmed 1-9 left, so in this case it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Las Vegas puts its airport right on the middle of things, which is pretty cool. Whenever I'm there, I always try and get a room with a view of the airport because of that. I could care less about the strip view. Let me see the planes. Alright, flaps are good. Auto brake is for RTO. We do need to take one more peek through our departure procedure because it is fairly complicated. And we need to set the departure frequency as the standby.
John Wayne Ground, Southwest 308, if you're seeing this, better push back. Got an absolute seizure just now, so that's why we're way off.
Southwest 308, Roger.
That's Lima, and this is the end of Delta up here, so this will be our hold short point. Exactly, Than. I'm here for the planes. Alright. Our break.
Yeah, when Charlie's here, contact Santa Barbara departure.
We're on tower now. The departure frequency was 125.9. Overhead, landing lights are on, taxi lights are on. Everything looks good. We are in flight mode for pressurization. That all looks hunky-dory. APU is off. We are all set for programming of the MCP. One more peek at the departure procedure. We are going off 1-9er left, so our initial instructions are climb wing 190, which is set here. 2681, then direct fix-6, and then there's a couple altitude restrictions that we'll have to follow on the way up to 190. And we got the 190 because it's the top altitude on this departure. We are planning to follow this departure frequency kind of around here to Cowboy, and then from Cowboy we're departing this procedure, so all this other junk doesn't matter for our purposes on this flight. Okay, I think we're set. Transponder is on. I've checked that already, but I'm going to check it again. Turn our cockpit lights up just a little bit. The flood on, which will turn this little
John Ground, Southwest 308, we can taxi now with Charlie.
Southwest 308, downwind ground, runway 20 right, taxi via Alpha Lima, cross runway 20 left at Lima.
20 right via Alpha Lima, cross
turn
20 left.
our weather radar on too, and zoom the map out a little bit. Okay. Las Vegas Tower, Southwest 3245, short of 1-9er left, ready to go.
Southwest 3240, Las Vegas Tower, runway 19er left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 1-9er left, Southwest 3245. It is a little windy here, so we can expect some crosswinds here on our rollout.
Anderson Ground, Phenom 728, Charlie's
We also have a fairly high V1 and V2, so it'll take us a little bit to get up to speed here. All right.
Phenom 728,
Bottles on.
Anderson Ground, runway 17 right. Actually, the wind is 25012. That's 19er. Which runway would you prefer?
We'll take 178, Charlie's here.
Phenom 80, runway 17 right, taxi via Uniform Alpha Hotel.
Uniform Alpha Hotel to 17 right. Charlie's here.
There we go. Okay, got our positive rate. Gear can come up. We're gonna hold that heading 190, go to flaps 1. Seatbelt light is on, do not worry. We didn't do our chiming. Or departure C at Southwest 3245. Las Vegas departure, good evening, Southwest 3245s through 3000.
Southwest 3245, Las Vegas departure, red contact, climb maintain, flight level 190.
Okay, up to 190, Southwest 3245. So that changes things a little bit. He gave us a climb and maintain, which cancels the altitude restrictions of the SID. It allows us to go straight up to 19,000. Flaps in. So that means we can program a climb speed of 245 and remove any worry about all the speed restrictions. Lights can come off. We still fly the departure procedure laterally. Fan, it depends on how busy they are. Obviously, I'm the only plane in the air right now on PilotEdge around the Las Vegas area, so that makes it easy for him. In real life, it would depend on the time of day and busyness level. I turn the radios up a little bit. So. Goodbye to Las Vegas.
One charge here, you're still on my frequency. Contact Oakland Center 128.7.
So we're turning to Roper right now, and Roper was supposed to be between 5,900 and 7,000. We're already well over 7,000, and we're not even to Roper yet, so the effect that clearance had in shortening our climb is much nice. It's very nice and much appreciated. Much nice. The Las Vegas approach controller can't give us a higher altitude. He'll have to hand us over to Los Angeles Center because he doesn't own that much airspace. The center controller is the one that owns the higher areas. So once we get that handoff, hopefully without leveling out, we will get a higher climb and go from there. Okay, direct Caesar now. Next is Hit Me and then Cowboy. So we're already almost done with the departure procedure here. We're through 10, oops. Whoa. I didn't mean to do that. We're through 10,000, so we can crank the speed up to 280. And we can start looking at our arrival here. Oh, it's a 3-page arrival. Iowa Flyer, good evening, sir. Always good to see you. Thanks for joining.
South 308, SoCal departure, the contact line, maintain.
Joining us once again. But here's the Bruiser 1 arrival, starting from tenths. You can see it's got some descent points here. Panted at flight level 290. Duty has a restriction. Meyer has a restriction of both altitude and speed. Then we go to the next page. Meyer to Bruiser, and then from Bruiser it forks depending on what runway you're landing. So we'll figure that out with Phoenix approach. They'll kind of give us an idea of what the plan is. I have 26 programmed because that's the normal Southwest arrival into Phoenix. Southwest parks on the west side of the field, so that makes it simpler for everyone if we just go there. Looks like we planned on a climb speed of 290, so I'll let it do that. Auto brake can come off. Gear lever can go to off. Not down, but off. And once our speed gets up here, we will resume a more high-speed climb. It doesn't take long to get outside the city limits when you're in a jet. And once you're outside the city limits, there's not much to look at from the way of buildings, but a lot to look at in the way of mountains and cool stuff on the desert, irrigation farms, that kind of thing. So
8 Charlie Sierra, Las Vegas departure to contact, climb maintain, flight level 190.
How do they name fixes? The simple answer is the people in charge of making the charts get to choose. More and more they like to get cute with them and use regionally interesting or appropriate names. So the arrival itself is named after the fix that's sort of the main gate. In this case it's Bruiser, and you can see Bruiser is kind of like the
Alpha 3245, contact.
kind of the
LA
main
Center,
point where this
133.55.
terminates. But if you look down here, you've also got Beadwell, but also F-ball and
Alpha
Pigskin.
3245, contact LA Center 133.55.
3355 for Southwest 3245. And then Tillman down here. So, you know, clearly they're playing up the Arizona. They're often sports related. As for how they get
Alpha
made,
308, contact LA Center.
I mean,
125.127.
it's pretty much up to the chart maker to decide. Los Angeles Center, good evening. Southwest 3245 through 17,300 for flight level 190.
Alpha 3245, LA Center, climb maintain, flight level 350.
Up to 350 for Southwest 3245. There's our final cruise clearance. Continue that climb. Reset the altimeter since we passed through 18,000.
308, LA Center, climb maintain, flight level 230.
Looks like top of climb will be at 2105 on the plane's clock in about 10 minutes. Top of descent, 2111, which is in about 15 minutes. I'll throw that on there. And my little estimator there. Yep, all looks good. Taxi light, come off. Rest of it looks fine. Look out the window for a little bit.
Here's a 111 Juliet Mike number ground Roger Squawk. Actually, runway 27, taxi via travel. Juliet Mike, enable squawk 6240.
Thanatos in the chat, our newest moderator. Congrats again for that. Has been suggesting our routes lately, so thanks to him for that. We had a Salt Lake to Las Vegas flight last night, which is already up on YouTube in the high-res version, and then
Southwest 308, contact LA Center 133.55.
It's not me. That's the other Southwest. We had a good flight last night, and hopefully we'll have time for both legs of this one to go out to San Francisco. I was just zooming in the map here so we can see.
728 Sierra LA Center, climb maintain, flight level 230.
Toronto Rail, this is the IXEG 737 Classic. So this is a 737-300. And yeah, it's pretty great. It's X-Plane. It's been updated for X-Plane 11. I flew this a lot in X-Plane 10. I had a couple issues with it. The FMC would crash on me. And we tried to do shared cockpit on it a couple times, and it was not quite up for the task. But so far so good with the X-Plane 11 version. No FMC issues at all. And it's been flying and running real nice. The frames are great. I'm pulling 60 frames right now up at altitude while streaming and recording at the same time. All in all, it's a great aircraft. Probably my second favorite airliner for X-Plane behind the Flight Factor 7.5, which is pretty hard to beat. Yeah, not too much off the right window right now, so we'll stick with the left window view. The latest hotness that everyone's been flying is the 737-800 Zibo mod, which is a set of modifications to the default 737 that comes with the sim. I was playing with that a little bit earlier today and was fairly impressed. It's come a long way in a short amount of time for a free product, or free once you own X-Plane. It is pretty swell. Lots of features. So we may take that for a spin here in the near future. I've got some wheels in motion for more route ideas for airliners and some other route ideas for smaller planes, and so tonight we'll be sticking to the airliners, but I think the next stream after this will probably be smaller planes once again. Just because I like to mix it up. I don't like to do nothing but airliners.
Station 111, Juliet Mike, number car, runway 27, clear 47.
Alright. Enviro providing us a nice little club there to look at here.
Level 260.
Does not suck. This is us here on the map, in case you're curious. Just came out of Las Vegas and now flying east for a little bit, and as you can see on the map here, we're about to turn to the right a little bit, which will start angling us more towards the Phoenix area. It's a good time to check our restrictions programming, make sure everything's copacetic there. Okay, panted. Right there is exactly 290, that's correct. Duty is not 290 or above, it's actually 240 to 290. Ugly Alley, thank you for the follow. Excellent name. Name game is strong tonight. Oops, I did that wrong. Exact that first. But the duty is 24,000 above 29,000 or below. There we go. And then Meyer is exactly 270 knots. Exact that, please. Please.
111 Juliet Mike, SoCal departure to contact line maintain 10,000.
The frame rate on the sim goes to crap when you have an unexact route on this plane. There we go. 270. That was only my heart only stopped for a little bit there. And then 190 or above. 25,000 or below at Meyer. Why didn't it take the speed? Alright, we may have to do the speed part ourselves. It doesn't seem to be liking that. Alright, second page. Bruiser has a hard speed restriction of 250. Well, let me put the speed restrictions in. That's weird. Alright, well we'll manage it ourselves. It'll be fine. We're direct tents now. That'll be first part of this arrival. Oh, hello. That's pretty cool. Since Val gave us the host, it's only appropriate that we cop some Val Dude's air tour moments here. Nerd out on the scenery a little bit. Fairly outstanding. We'll have to do some more canyon flying in the future. Maybe that can be one of our small plane streams. Take off out of Grand Canyon Airport and tootle around there a little bit. The ortho source I'm using is USA 2, aka Google Maps. And this is all zoom level 16. Alright, we're all set for our cruise here. Our climb is now, yeah, we're running out of knots getting into the Mach here. Mach 0.71. It's pretty good. Fred, I have had that experience. It definitely stopped working for me for some time. It has unbanned me since then, so it's clearly not permanent, but it did stop working. And yeah, USA 2 is Google Maps. If you look at the Ortho for XP source, you can see the addresses for everything, and you can see that it's Google Maps. Pretty awesome. We'll have to do some canyon runs in a small plane. Yeah, I can't prove that I was banned for downloading too much ortho. Like, that may not be why it happened. But it definitely stopped working for me for some time while I was working on getting all my ZL17 ortho, most of which I've now lost and had to go back to 16.
Departure approved, runway 29er, clear for takeoff.
It stopped working for me completely and would not let me download any new images, so. Alright, we can pick our speed up too.
That's nice, but what happened is you just spawned in the movement area, and you didn't even call anyone, so that's not how PilotEdge works. If you want
Julio Moraz,
service, you have to
thank
start
you
from a
for the
non-movement
follow.
area
Appreciate
and taxi
that.
out to the run-up area. You do not just spawn there.
Alright, we'll set our cruise speed for 0.73, and
so
can actually go
I
to
suggest you
VNAV.
start from a parking spot.
Yeah, exactly. Ready to copy a number? Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it kills your simulator, then that's really not my problem.
I love this controller. I've had him
111
before.
Juliet, Mike,
He does not.
contact SoCal
He does not care.
4.1.
No F's given in this particular moment. Because he's absolutely right. You can't connect to the network in the middle of a movement area where there might be other planes. That is a no bueno.
Citation 111 Juliet Mike SoCal approach to John Wayne altimeter 2987.
Chaz Fulla, thank you for the follow. I think I've seen that name around before. Thanks for joining the stream tonight. Hope you're having a good evening. Yeah, you'll get a little bit of business on PE when you make mistakes. Not like, shouldn't be rude or like disrespectful, but they don't screw around. They don't have time to hold your hand and worry too much about your feelings. So you will remember your mistakes. That is for sure. I certainly remember mine. Okay, cruise. Fasten seatbelt lights can come off on this like hour-long flight. We'll be descending again in like 10 minutes. So basically you have enough time to throw a can of Coke into the lap of all the passengers. Fortunately, as we will see from a quick peek, I don't think the meal service will take too long. Makes me wonder what all the pounds weighing us down on the way out were. Langoliers? I don't know what that means. Is that a word? Is that a word I should know? If I expose myself as a fool for not knowing what that word means?
1 Juliet Mike, center maintain 6,000. 1 Juliet Mike, center maintain 6,000, advise you have the weather for Long Beach.
Oh, all the passengers have vanished besides the people that were sleeping. Oh, interesting. Stephen King's not really my jam, so it's not too surprising that I didn't get that reference, but that does sound fairly interesting.
Five by 5. Southwest 3245, contact Albuquerque at center 134.32.
3432 for Albuquerque, so long. Thanks for the help, Southwest 3245.
Station 1 Juliet Mike. Roger, expect ILS
3000.
Albuquerque Center, good evening. Southwest 3245, flight level 350.
Southwest 3245, Albuquerque Center, roger.
Balky from Perfect Strangers. Does he do the Bibi Baka dance? I love that show. Maverick 2259, I had a RAID controller issue that I should have anticipated, and actually I needed to rebuild the array anyway because the way I built it was making it fairly slow and fairly unnecessary, so I rebuilt it, and now everything's happy, but I only have my 16 scenery, so I've got to rebuild it. Albuquerque, Southwest 3245, we'd like to start our descent in order to make that crossing restriction get pented.
Southwest 3245, roger, stem.
So this is the message here saying reset MCP out. The plane can't descend yet.
Southwest 3245, descend maintain, flight level 300.
Down to 300 for Southwest 3245. So we'll go ahead and do a vertical speed descent.
Horizon 2236, turn left heading 260.
And maintain a speed of 0.71.
Get an 283 at man, longer dial, running to our left approach.
Time to sit down. Dark Prince 7. Sounds like a name also out of a Stephen King story. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream tonight. Thanks again to Val for the sub. For
2236,
those of you that
Airport,
are
in 1-2 miles.
Val Dude's friends, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. Val and I have been friends for a while now. In fact, I need to talk to him about getting a painting done for the studio here. I got some ideas that I want him to paint. Kevin Networks, thanks for the follow as well. Appreciate that. Alright, we can...
Southwest 3245, send via the Bruiser 1 arrival. Phoenix altimeter 2976.
2976, and we'll just send via the Bruiser 1. We'd like to request ILS-26 if you can pass that along.
Southwest 3245, make the request for the next controller you can expect, or correction, fly the runway 26 transition.
Okay, fly the runway 26 transition and we'll inform approach. Thanks. So he can't technically, even though it's the same human being, they play by the rules here, and the Phoenix approach controller would be the one in charge of the runway assignments. But because this procedure has this fork in it that's fairly far from the airport, to be honest with you, he wanted to make sure that we knew which section of the arrival to fly, which is exactly what we had programmed. So, who is your Maddie? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. All right, so we've now been told to descend via the arrival, which means we can go way down.
Horizon 2236, Mike Portland Tower 123.7.
7,000 is the lowest altitude on the chart. But we will need to hit the crossing restrictions here. So Panted is coming up at 29,000, close enough. It is real time, please. 100% real time. You can compress time. You can use, you can make the sim run faster, essentially.
Horizon 2236,
and you can even do that. You can do that online with a little bit of coordination work.
November 1 Charlie.
But yeah, it's all real time. We're cruising along at Mach 0.69, and this is exactly how long this would take. All right, so the next restriction after Panted is duty at 24,000 or above. So we'll go ahead and cut off our descent there. Looks like we'll hit that
November 1108 departure
without any trouble. The green line here is when we will reach our current programmed altitude. And you can see, whoops, you can see it's well in advance of the fix, so that's good. I'm going to switch back to knots instead of the Mach number.
Read that correct.
And put our expected speed at 270. Take another peek at Phoenix weather.
November 1 Charlie Sierra
That's good.
260.
Winds are fairly calm. Few clouds at 10,000. Should be no issues there. Kaylee LRW, thank you for the follow. Lots of followers tonight. I appreciate that, everyone. Feel free to say hi in chat. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm broadcasting from Portland, Oregon. And as always, if you have questions, feel free to fire away. Not sit back and relax. That's cool too. Thunder. That's kind of weird. Fred, I'm showing you pieces of my second monitor, essentially. So I have a monitor off to my right here that I use for charts, and I have some Twitch magic set up to be able to show you pieces of that. Alright, so we are level at 240. Technically, we could have been a little bit higher.
November 1 Charlie Sierra, turn right heading 010
but
vector
since our fuel is free, I just usually descend as quickly as I can. I have not heard thunder effects in X-Enviro before. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen anything visible, and the weather radar didn't show anything, so I think we're just going to fly
November
right here.
108 Sierra, Portland ground, runway 28 left, taxi via Bravo.
Okay, Myers, our next stop. Altitude for that will be 19,000.
November 08 Sierra, runway 28 left, taxi via Bravo.
Speed will be 270 the whole way. The Concorde is not included
Charlie Sierra,
with the
6 miles
sim,
from Mink, turn right heading
but there are
070,
several
maintain 2,000
add-ons that you
close
can get
local
for it.
hazard, clear ILS runway
I think there's
10
some
right
free ones that may or may not be decent, and I believe there's at least one payware Concorde for X-Plane. Since you bring it up, one of the ideas I have for a future stream is doing a flight from Hawaii to LA, which is normally about a 5 or 6 hour flight, but we'll use time compression over the water.
Horizon 2232.
So we'll go 4x speed over the water, and the whole thing should take around 2 hours total for a normally 6 hour flight.
Horizon 2236.
Good chance to
you made the 180 on the runway,
get the experience of doing a longer flight without the 4+ hours of staring at literally nothing but water as you're crossing the ocean. So.
Okay, Horizon 2236, ground.
We haven't done that yet, but I would like to try
reference, you could have just continued straight ahead on the runway and made the right turn on Bravo 2. You do not need to make a 180.
Alright, we passed our top of descent, so I'll clear that. Let's see what our ETA is. 21:52 according to the computer. 40 minutes. Put that up on our estimator.
You're at a 33 ground main. Get at a 223.8.
But yeah, we'll have Meyer at 190 and 270 knots, and then we switch to the next page of this arrival, which has 3 pages.
Horizon 2236, Portland ground, taxi to the ground via Bravo Tango. You get at a 223 San Francisco ground.
The other thing after Meyer is we have to slow down to 250 knots. And this plane is a little challenging in that it will slow down or it will descend, but doing both at the same time can be a bit of a challenge. So. Broken Bunny 133, thank you for the follow. Another excellent name. And Ivan 70 Rust 21, I think I missed your notification earlier. Thank you for the follow. Okay, we're level at 19,000 just in time. Can't go any lower yet, but that's fine. And then once we do our next descent, I'll set the altimeter for Phoenix, since we'll be below 18,000. A little white out here. There we go.
Southwest 3245, connect Phoenix approach 128.65.
128.65 for Southwest 3245. Alright, we can go ahead and set our descent first before we check in. Next one is Bruiser at 13 to 17. So we'll go ahead and set it for 13 and slow down to 250. Phoenix approach Southwest 3245, flight level 190.
Southwest 3245, Phoenix approach, roger. Information, Bravo is current, advised Bravo, expect a visual approach, runway 26, 25 left is also available if you prefer that runway.
Visual for 26 will do just fine for us, Southwest 3245.
Roger.
We will probably tune the ILS just to have it as a backup. But we'll proceed visually since the weather is shockingly for Phoenix. Nice.
November 11080, Portland Tower, runway 28 left, cleared for takeoff. Departure to the north.
I'll set this up just in case we need it.
300.
ILS runway 26, 11175, and approach course of 258. I'm setting this on both the captain and the first officer side because the first officer side is set for the ILS receiver instead of the FMC map. That way we can see it over here when it comes, when we start picking it up. At which point I will switch it over here too. Okay, Bruiser at 13,000, we're already at 250, so that should be fine. Set our altimeter. Latest is 2976. There we go. Below 18,000, so we can bring our lights on. Really is time to clean up all the trays now. Planes in the UK fly on the right side. Nope. Captain O sits on the left. Now the person sitting in the right seat might be flying, but that's a different question. We can actually make our descent a little bit more shallow since we're already within the crossing restriction for Bruiser, and I want to make sure that we hit the speed restriction. So by slowing our rate of descent, we can give it a chance to capture that speed.
Air 1 Charlie Sierra, taxi via Alpha to the ramp, monitor ground 120.87, so.
Almost 2003.
Right,
thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. So the next restriction is anti. The next fix here, we have to be at 12,000 or below. So I'll program this in. Looks like we need to steepen it just a little bit to make that happen. Yeah, we can go a little bit steeper now that we've fixed our speed issue. We were running a little fast, but I can see the engines are at about half, so got some room to play with. So far so good on our OBS. We're over an hour in. No trouble. So hopefully our problems are over. Okay, that's Bruiser. Anti's next. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Just for a quick peek at the Phoenix Airport diagram, runway 26 is the plan, and the reason for that is because Southwest parks right here on the west side of Terminal 4. So we'll be doing a visual approach to runway 26 and then probably backtracking a little bit to get back to our parking spot. Yep, captain's out left side no matter what. And if you are like a flight student in a small plane, you will sit on the left and your instructor will sit on the right. Of course, the first officer may be the one flying the plane at any given time, in which case they fly from the right side. And these the 737s have yokes. On an Airbus where you have a stick, the captain's stick is on the left side and the first officer's stick is on their right side. So they actually fly with a different hand depending on where they're sitting. We can do anti at 11,000 now. Speed's doing good, so we don't need our speed brake yet. The Sarfant? The Sarfiant? I don't know. Thanks for the follow, however you say it. Man, we're cruising through the follows tonight. I love it. We were at about just over 400 when I came out of my summer vacation. Took a couple months off this summer and got back into it. So to see the numbers already up, edging ever closer to 500 after only a couple streams is pretty cool. Thanks, everyone. I'm also aware of the fact that it's fairly late on the East Coast. Maybe you're just listening to the stream and I'm helping put you to sleep. In which case, I'm fine with that. Whatever you want to watch is good with me. Okay, so we're good here at 11,000 until we are passing ante, which we have 0.30. There it is. And the next one is Xylab at exactly 9,000. So we'll start that. And the speed needs to stay at 250, so we'll keep an eye on that, make sure that stays copacetic. After Xylab, we have another one of those combination descend and slow down restrictions, because we'll need to get down to 8 to 9,000 and 230 knots. So I'll probably program that in as soon as we pass. I'll program the slowdown as soon as we pass the Xylab. Don't worry, Than, I fixed it now. Fred says, I felt so cool in my intro flight when I was invited to sit on the left seat. Well, that's not an accident. Making you feel cool is how they sell more intro flights, so. Alright, 0.1. Alright, let's get that slow down to 230. Drop our speed, and we need to go down. Well, actually, we don't need to descend that much. We'll go down to 8,000. But we can do it probably fairly slow. There we go. Okay, breeze at 8,000 and 230 knots. No sweat. So with the visual approach, we'll be asked to confirm that we have the airport in sight, which at the moment is a little bit difficult because it's a little hazy up here. But I know where it's supposed to be because I can see it on my map, and we do have the ILS programmed as a backup as well. Okay, there's our 8,000. The next one is Cuckoo, which will be 7,000 and 210 knots. But once we pass breeze, once again, I will slow us down to 210. There it is. And once we get down
to Lefty, Charlie airspace, say intentions. Did you want to remain with traffic advisory somewhere?
Once we get down to 210, I can pop flaps 1, which will help manage the speeds.
Radar service terminated. Squawk and maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. So long.
We're essentially doing the VNAV part of the FMC by hand, but it's not too challenging. That sure looks like Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport to me. Let's go flaps 1. Landing lights are on, taxi lights on. Engines look good. Cabin is descending. Pressure looks good. Angel M. Emilio, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Watching the airport here. So we're actually about to start a turn away from the airport, so it would not surprise me if the controller gives us a further descent. Just past Cuckoo. And the approach ends at Juraz, and the instructions say after Juraz fly track 079. Well, I will have it set up to be able to do that. I have the FMC programmed for the ILS approach, which is what these other fixes are, but we have not been cleared for that. So now that we're at 7,000 and 210, we're basically as low as we've been told to be. King Salad 523 and Captain Kurt, thank you for the follow, sirs. Sirs or madams. Phoenix Tower's on 18.7, so we'll get that ready to go. Alright, we are past Juraz. We're going to go to heading select, and I should check in with the controller, make sure he realizes we're still here. Phoenix approach Southwest 3245, we're level at 7,000 after flying the arrival.
Southwest 3245, roger, I'll have a turn to the base here in just a minute.
Perfect, thanks. Just reading the approach to make sure that we're not supposed to be doing something else. To descend? Nope. Alright, so we're sitting pretty up here. We can slow as desired. Let's begin doing that. And we'll set our approach speeds as well. Approach will be a 30 knot, 30 degrees of flaps, 136.
Southwest 3245, turn right heading 170, just want to maintain 5,000.
170 and 5,000 for Southwest 3245. Flaps 5 to help with that descent. And the slowdown. GTA 5 Loud Eye, thank you for the follow. All these follows. All these follows with no chat. That's cool. I love it. We'll go flaps 10. You can see the max speed with the flaps sliding down here, the red bars. Continue to slow down here. We should be able to do 170 now and go to flaps 25. Or, yeah, so that warning is the gear. Flaps 25 looks good. Gear down. This will slow us way down. The 1500 is the vertical speed.
Southwest 3245, turn right heading 220, advise Phoenix Airport in sight 2 o'clock and 1 T-mile.
Okay, right to 220 and we'll advise field in sight, 3245. So this is the autopilot control panel here. And I'm in vertical speed mode and heading select. And we're about to level off at 5,000. I'm going to set our speed down to 160.
Southwest 3245, just want to maintain 4,000.
4,000, 3245. And field inside, that's what 3245. It's right there.
Southwest 3245, cleared visual approach, runway 25 left.
Visual approach for, can we get 26 for 3245?
Sorry, runway 26, I'm used to you guys parking south side. Visual approach, runway 26.
Okay, runway 26 for Southwest 3245. It's the autopilot disconnect warning, which I did, so I can silence that. And we'll go ahead and set our speed for 150 and go to our final flaps of flaps 30. Get ourselves a little more lined up here. So I'm going to switch my controls, my little map indicator to show me the ILS. The purple line is the localizer. Just need to get ourselves over there. I'm still using auto throttle for the moment to help manage our speeds. And we'll set it to VREF plus 10. We're still 12 miles out, so we got plenty of time to manage things, but it says we're a little bit high and a little bit to the left, so I'm correcting both of those. We have not been given a landing clearance yet, but it is coming from the tower when we get our tower handoff. Our brakes can go to 3, we don't need to go max. We'll arm the speed brake for automatic deployment on the ground. A little bit high. You can see the engine power is being spooled up and down to help maintain the speed that I've requested. We want to line it for that rightmost thing there, the runway, not one of the taxiways. Give myself a little more trim here so I can keep the nose up a little more. Okay, there we go. We're at 8 miles now. I'm reading off these little gauges here.
Southwest 3245, contact tower 118.7.
Tower 18.7, thanks. 3245. Phoenix Tower, good evening. Southwest 3245, visual 26.
Southwest 32.5, Phoenix Tower, wind 160 at 5, runway 26, clear to land.
Clear to land 26 for 3245. Landing clearance has been obtained. That's the final sit down and shut up moment for the cabin. And I'm going to turn off auto throttle. Acknowledge that I turned off auto throttle. We're a little fast. And a tiny bit high. I'll pull out some throttle. Now we're a little low. There we go.
Minimum. Light slow.
Yes, I'm below the glide slope. That's because I'm on a visual.
Light slow. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Go full reversers. We're a little right of the center line, but not too bad. Knots, reversers can come out and get on the brakes. All right, welcome to Phoenix.
3245, safe parking.
3245, we're going to go to the west side of Terminal 4, which I now see is not the right place, but we're going to go with it.
Southwest 3245, taxi via Charlie 7 and Charlie. Do you need to go to the south side, or are you okay just on the north side here?
North side's fine, right next to Charlie 10.
Southwest 3245, roger. Charlie 7 and Charlie to the ramp, monitor ground 119.75, good day.
Okay, monitor ground and Charlie 7 and Charlie to the ramp, thanks. Southwest 3245. Alright. Flaps can come all the way in, speed brake can come in. And we'll go on over to the ramp here. This is Charlie 7 here. Straight in front of us. Welcome to Phoenix, where the local time is, I don't know, because my sim's running in daytime hours, so you can see what we're doing. When I loaded this airport earlier to try and make sure I knew where to park, I did not have the I did not have my traffic sorted so that I got the right static planes, so I saw a bunch of Southwest planes over here on the west side, and now I see it's all US Air planes. Which is why the controller was trying to send me over to the other side, but I told him I wanted 2.6, and that's what we got. So we'll just go up here and park and then start prepping our next round here. Park here. This is the Mr. X Phoenix, so we do have a little ground marshal here thanks to the AutoGate plugin. Alright, parking brake is on. Bring our APU on. Go ahead and just go do ground power, that's fine. And we can shut off engine 1, oops. And engine 2. Belts can go off. We are set on the ground. Since we're on ground power, we don't actually need the EPU, so I'll turn that off. Here comes the jetway. Thank you, AutoGate. And all
Denver
is
Center,
good.
Roger. Amendments to your routing to Denver. Advise ready to copy.
All right, I'm going to leave the plane. Now we go to ground mode. I'm going to leave the plane here for a second. We're on ground power. Engines are off.
Intersection, join the peak 3 arrival.
And I'm going to go hit the head real quick, and then we will come back and brief our next leg, which will be Phoenix to San Francisco.
Southwest 3 right, Roger, read back correct.
Okie doke. Let us go ahead and start briefing the next leg. We're going to keep our flight number. Southwest does these sort of, I don't know what you call it, but just a continuous flights with the same flight number. We're leaving Phoenix, going to San Francisco. Thank you to 3 Manu and Rargi for the follows. Appreciate that. About 2 hours en route. Let's see if we can speed that up a little bit and make it 2-0. Actually, I might have to do that again after I set the aircraft type here. Yeah, 220. Let's see if we can crank that down a little bit. That is longer than I wanted it to be. I'm going to throw a curveball here. I'm going to change it all up. Let's do San Diego instead. San Diego's closer, and it will take less time. And we'll have less time at cruise to sit and do nothing.
On 25 for try
there we go.
Departure on 119.2
hour 30. That's
with
better.
a request.
Let's do that. I think that's gonna be a little more interesting. There'll be more things to look at, and less time just sitting at cruise waiting. We'll go to San Francisco another time. All right, routing will be Judith 5 Mohawk, Judith 5 departure, Mohawk transition, then Juliet 2 Airway 2 Hogs, and the Lucky 1 arrival. I believe I've flown this exact route before.
November 348.
We know we're going to depart 26.
Good evening, cleared from the Chandler Airport to Santa Monica.
Arrival to 27 is pretty much almost universal at San Diego.
2300 minutes after frequency 119.2.
Go ahead and run that.
Squawk 5524, hold for release.
Alright, we need to get our people in gas loaded.
Lattice 86 Bravo, read that correct.
Iami, Ayu? That's quite a name. Thanks for the follow, appreciate that. Zero fuel weight for this one will be much lighter. Look at that, we're going to be 87.7. Must be a lightly trafficked flight. Maybe because everyone thought we were going somewhere else and then we changed our mind. Block fuel 11.6.
96 Bravo, how soon until you are ready for departure?
Go instant speed for that.
6 Bravo, roger, time 0333 and
okay, got fuel.
Clearance void is not off within 5 minutes. Report airborne.
Cruise will be 360, which seems a little optimistic to me, but sure. Alternate will be Los Angeles. And block time of about 1 hour and 19 minutes, all told. Okay. Let's go into our route, and we will do a little bit of work here, not too much. From Phoenix to KSAN. See you, Sim Dude, if you're still out there. I just saw your note about heading out. No sweat. Perf. Zero fuel weight tonight is 87.7. 2,000 for reserves. And our cruise altitude is 360, maybe. Sure. Go ahead and refile here so it get our flight plan filed. That will update my status bar as well. Judith 5 Mohawk, J2 Hogs, Lucky 1, Southwest 3245, Phoenix to San Diego, 36,000 feet. Los Angeles as the alternate. Let's do it. Yeah, San Diego even has some low clouds even, so that'll be a little more, probably even be a little more interesting of a arrival. Okay, Phoenix delivery is on 18-1.
Falcon Field.
Set this back to map mode. We do not have to redo the IRS alignment since the plane still remembers where we are and where we've been. Raphael, HDS1, thank you for the follow. Update my notes here. Southwest 3245. Phoenix 2. We have filed, we just need to get our clearance. Phoenix delivery, good evening, Southwest 3245, pickup by FR to San Diego.
Southwest 3245 Phoenix, clearance on request, standby.
Use this moment to fix my camera so I'm not quite so washed out since it's dark outside now. Still pretty washed out. Here, I'm just gonna let it do its thing.
Southwest 3245 clearance available, advise ready to copy.
Southwest 3245 ready to copy.
Southwest 3245 clear to San Diego Lindbergh Airport, Judith 6, RNAV departure, that's been upnumbered. Mohawk transition, that is filed. Climb via the SID. Departure frequency 119.2, squawk 3347.
Okay, Southwest 3245 cleared Judith 6, Mohawk transition, climb via the SID, 119.2 for the departure, and 3347 for squawk for Southwest 3245.
Southwest 3245, read that correct.
Right, let's go ahead and look at this departure. He was correct that it is the Judith 6 now. Hey Red, good to see you. Hey Tajwan, thanks for the follow. Just about to start our second leg of the evening here. I was originally going to go to San Francisco, but then I looked at how long it would take to get there, and I realized I didn't want to stay up that late on a Sunday night. So we're made a little ad lib here. We're expecting a runway 26 departure, heading 258. I'll set that right now. 1640, climbing left turn direct davs, vans at or below 8,000 clubs, and then to Gila Bend, Vortac. So go throw that in the old FMC here. Departing Phoenix off of runway 26. On the Judith 6. Mohawk transition. Okay, no issues so far. For Mohawk, we are going to proceed via J2 to Hogs. From Hogs, we are expecting to fly the Lucky 1 from Hogs for the localizer 27 approach.
November 346 Bravo, Phoenix departure.
Alright, we do have a little bit of a
transponder mode C
adventure here with our route, so let's make sure this does what we want. Lindy, I believe, is the arrival fix. Let's go have a peek real quick. Or San Diego.
Bravo, Roger, I'm not receiving anything here.
Lucky 1 to arrival from Hogs.
Right, 6 Bravo, Roger.
All sorts of fixes, dumping us off at Lindy, and then to Vida. So I will go ahead and throw this, let it just glue these two pieces together. My guess is that we may end up not needing that anyway. Activate that, exec it. And let's go verify these restrictions real quick. Bands was at 8,000 or above. For some reason it says... Is that right? Oh, at or below at 8,000. Alright, that's right. All good. And there's no other restrictions on the way out. Cool. Easy enough. We'll check the ones on the way in a minute. Alright, let's get ready to push. We need an APU so we can get off the ground power. Get everyone sitting down here. Taxi lights still on. We can bring our landing lights off for now. Electric hydraulic pumps are on. APU bleed is sitting on. I'll turn it off for the moment. Packs need to go off so we don't have enough air to start the engines. Sorry everyone. AC for you. Once this lights up, we'll throw the APUs on. UGens on. There we go. 1 and 2. We can now turn off ground power and disconnect it. Let's go set our takeoff speeds real quick. Flaps 5 takeoff, trim 3.4, 120, 122, and 132, much less than slower speeds for the rotation than our previous flight because we're lighter now. Set our trim. 3.5. All right.
3486 Bravo, okay. I-fire cancellation received.
We are ready to push. Break off, which moves the jetway out of the way. And we're just going to push basically straight backwards. I'm going to tell it nose left, but as we experienced earlier, that doesn't seem to be working the way you would expect it to. While we are pushing, I'll turn the APU bleed on, which gives us some air pressure. And we will start engine number 1. % on N2, give it some gas. Comes N1. As reported, the turning of the plane for the purposes of pushback is not working at all. I'll stop it once we kind of get out a little bit, and then we'll just turn. Stop it there, that's fine. Alright, generator 1 is ready. Let it start carrying some of the electrical load, and we will start engine 2. Obion Chileno, thanks for the follow, appreciate that. Engine number 2 coming up. Let this come up here. Our initial top altitude off of the departure is only 8,000, so I'll get that locked in. Set our master caution. Gen 2's on the bus, APU can come off. Packs can come on, there's your air conditioning. Back on. Isolation valves on auto. Hydraulic pumps that are powered by the engine can come on. We need to set our pressurization. Cruise will be 36,000. Landing will basically be sea level. Go to flight mode, so everything's already there. Overhead looks good. We have a decent idea what we're doing for the departure here. We'll go ahead and turn this thing sharp left and then call for our taxi clearance. That wasn't too long of a ground turn, all things considered. Ground frequency is 119.75. Phoenix ground, good evening. Southwest 3245, just short of Charlie 10. Taxi for departure.
Southwest 3245, Phoenix ground, runway 26, taxi via Sierra Bravo.
Okay, Sierra Bravo 226 for Southwest 3245. We need to go out here onto Bravo. This is Sierra winding around here. While we're rolling, I'll set our departure flaps. And we can set our auto brake to RTO. There we go. But director's on. Our initial heading will be 258. And we'll be basically getting up to 8,000 as quick as possible. Our frequency is 18.7. Sure, our transponder's on. It is. This is the freeware Mr. X6 Phoenix. It's excellent scenery. Definitely payware quality. Aninas, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Alright, brakes on. Switch to tower. Departure frequency was 19.2. We'll set that ready to go. Flaps are good. Brakes are good. CP set to go. We have our speeds locked in. We have our initial climb set. Flight director is on. Check the overhead real quick. Lights are good. Turn our taxi or our landing lights on. Pumps are on. Hydraulic pumps are on. Gens are good. Pressurization's good. Air system's working. Galley power's on. The coffee's brewing. We're good to go. Phoenix Tower, good evening. It's Southwest 3245, south short of 26, ready to go.
Southwest 3245 Phoenix Tower, wind 160 at 5, runway 26, cleared for takeoff.
26 clear for takeoff for Southwest 3245. Reno 86877, thank you for the follow. Starting to wonder if my stream is being rebroadcast in some way because there's a lot of followers popping up who are not in chat. So wherever you're seeing this stream, I hope you're enjoying it, and feel free to come on by twitch.tv/Tim_PE if you want to join my chat and say hello. More than welcome. So we'll be climbing to 1640, which is just about 500 feet, and then a left turn direct avs. Those throttles armed, and takeoff power. Definitely a much lighter airplane than our last leg. Oh, that's the arrival. Glide slope, you can ignore that. No flaps 1. We hit 1640 in like 1 second. Throw it on LNAV. And do a level change. At 250. Flaps in.
Southwest 3245, contact Phoenix departure.
Over to departure, see you, Southwest 3245. Phoenix departure, good evening, Southwest 3245, 3,104, 8,000.
Southwest 3245, Phoenix departure, radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 210.
Flight level 210 for 3245. So that cancels our little restriction at Vans. Go straight up to 210. We'll climb at 250 for now. Flaps are in. See you later to Phoenix. Once we get above 10,000, I'll increase the climb speed to 280. And we're coming around on this departure. Gear lever can go to off. Auto brakes can come off. Bring the landing lights in. We'll say so long to Phoenix. Okay, there's 10,000. New desired climb speed that we programmed, 282.
Albuquerque departure, Pilatus 3486 Bravo. I'll try IFR again at Chandler.
November 3486 Bravo Phoenix departure, roger, you're cleared from the Chandler Airport to Santa Monica Airport as filed. On departure, maintain 4,000, expect flight level 230 in 10 minutes, departure frequency 119.2, squawk 5524, hold for release.
Speed to Santa Monica from Chandler, climb and maintain 4,000, 2-3 minutes after 10 minutes after departure, 119.2, squawk 5524, 86 Bravo.
Lattice 86 Bravo, redirect correct. Advise number 1 for departure.
I'm lined up and ready, 86 Bravo.
Lattice 86 Bravo, roger, time 0353 and 1/4, clearance void if not off.
There's the airport we just departed?
Report airborne on this frequency, release for departure.
I'll report airborne, 86 Bravo, thank you.
I love the X-Enviro clouds. Cannot beat it. That just looks cool. Chawi Sun, thank you for the follow.
Southwest 3045, contact Albuquerque Center 134.32.
3432 for Southwest 3245. Albuquerque Center, good evening, Southwest 3245 through 16,200 for flight level 210.
3245 Albuquerque Center, roger. Climb and maintain flight level 360.
360, 3245. Okay, there's our final. Go zoom this in a little bit. Or zoom out, I should say. Here's Gila Bend is our next waypoint. From there, we've got, what do we have? Judith, Mohawk, Hogs. Easy enough. And we'll be on that arrival.
46 Bravo, Phoenix departure, roger. Still not receiving your mode C. Ensure the transponder's on. Double check the client if you haven't done that either.
Let's set our altimeter to 2992. Red, how you doing tonight, man? I'm picking on you because you were the last person to chat. I know it's late. Everyone's going to bed. Some people may have already fallen asleep in front of their computer. That's fine too.
86 Bravo, okay, roger.
I can just chatter to myself.
Yeah, 86 Bravo. I'm not sure if you're using like a home cockpit or something, but whatever the function is set to turn the transponder on, it doesn't seem to be communicating appropriately with the client, which is why we're not receiving the mode C. Okay.
Update our top of descent. 2241 is the
Southwest
forecast.
308, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain
30
flight
minutes.
level 240.
That estimate up. I'm at 282. All good. See if I can fix my cam now that we have a moment here. I'm all washed out again. Emerso, thank you for the follow. I would love to know where all these follows are coming from, because it's been awesome, but I don't see any of these folks in the chat. I'm totally lost as to how these folks are finding the stream and hitting the button. I'm missing something. But I appreciate all the follows. Someone clue me in. Someone come by my actual chat, twitch.tv/Tim_PE, and clue me in as to where you're all watching this. If this is on Val's stream or from that host earlier in the day, or what's going on, because I'm totally curious how I have this many followers coming in who are not in chat. Alright, passing Gila Bend. Straight to Judith. All right. 280. Light off. This all looks good. Cabin altitude is doing just fine. I think all is well. There's another one. Nurse Call. Thank you for the follow. If you can hear me. Also makes me wonder if someone did a buy Twitch followers thing on my behalf or something like that. Weird. Love to know where they're all coming from. Maybe some other streamer's calling me out somehow. Whatever it is, I'll take it. I need my food. I think I've seen that name. Mr. 11999-966. Something like that. Seen that one before. So. JCC1222, thanks for the follow. Who are you people? Where are you coming from?
To the right.
Fred asks my favorite GA piston or turboprop? That is a great question. I'm a huge fan of the Coronado Bonanza F-33. I've had it for years. I know it's a little long in the tooth, but it's a great plane. The Coronado Caravan is pretty great and just got updated for X-Plane. Unfortunately, they want you to pay for it again, which I'm not a huge fan of. I don't know that I'll be doing that since it seems to work okay. But I actually would say probably my favorite at the moment, and bear in mind I'm not including the Eclipse 550 in this because you said piston and turboprop, is probably the Commander by Coronado. And this is a great moment to give a shameless plug here. I have a video review on my YouTube of this plane, and which goes into detail on my thoughts of it, and I will paste the link into my chat right now.
Southwest 308 Denver Center, roger. Descend via the
So, bookmark that, you can check it out later. That is, as of yet, the only airplane review I have done. I plan to do more at some point. I have grandiose plans and not as much free time, but...
Southwest 3245, contact LA Center 133.55.
Okay, 3355 for LA Center. Thanks a lot for the help. See you later. Yeah, the X-Plane 11 thing is kind of a bummer. I get it. They're still good planes. So. It's annoying, I agree.
Skywest 3086, contact Los Angeles Center 125.27.
Los Angeles Center, good evening. Southwest 3245, flight level 360.
Southwest 3245, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Alright, we are at cruise. Our targeted cruise speed for this flight is Mach 0.74, so let's rip it.
Kilo 36 Tango, turn left direct Seal Beach.
Latest weather at San Diego. Winds calm, broken clouds at 1,300. Altimeter is conveniently 2992. We'll almost certainly get the localizer 27 approach into San Diego, which I have screwed up before, so hopefully we'll not make the same mistakes I have made in the past. Keegan Billerbeck, thank you for the follow. Last couple flights I've done have gone pretty smoothly, so hopefully we won't have some of the same issues going into
3086 San Diego Center,
San Diego. I've had in the past. I've had a very rough landing after a very rough approach, after flying the approach wrong and having to get vectored around at night in bad weather. So it's definitely stuck in my head as a thing that happened. Right, so you may notice that our departure was
Centurion 74 Tango Papa,
Judith 6 Mohawk, and then our next fix was Hogs, and you can see, and Hogs is the transition for the arrival, and you can see those are like basically right next to each other. So we'll be going on to this arrival into San Diego, starting from Hogs down here and continuing on this path with all these fixes and all these restrictions, which we will carefully observe. It's a little bit easier in the 737 than it is in the 75. 757 is where I had the most trouble, because that thing just...
Southwest, correction, Skywest 3086, contact Los Angeles.
I think it's just a speedball. It does not want to slow down or descend. So 737 is a little more easy to manage the speeds on.
Centurion 4 Tango Papa.
We'll be descending here in about 20 minutes. Looks like the first one we need to worry about is the fix Sophie. Non-coincidentally, my daughter's name. Which will be flight level 260.
Skywest 3086, Los Angeles Center, climb and maintain flight level 350. Skywest 3086, roger, maintain flight level 250.
Thanks to the handful of you that are sticking with me. I imagine most of you are on the West Coast, considering it's after midnight Eastern time, or in another time zone altogether, but I wanted to do a multi-leg stream for the first time in quite a while. And even though we got started a little bit later than I wanted, I thought it might be fun to see the turn on the ground, and makes the pre-flight for the second leg go much faster since a lot of the work is already done from the first flight and that sort of thing. So I appreciate those of you that are staying up late with me on a Sunday.
Centurion 4 Tango Papa, 3 miles from SCON, fly heading 250. Maintain 3,500 until established on the localizer. Cleared ILS runway 24 approach.
Fly heading 250 until established on the localizer and maintain 3,500 until established, and clear to the ILS 24 San Francisco Papa.
You can see the boundaries there of where my ortho doesn't quite cover. I haven't quite done into
Southwest 3245, cross Sophie at maintain level 250.
Okay, Sophie at 250 for 3245. He's given us a slightly different arrival plan. Messy Soup, good evening to you, sir. I don't think that's a name I've seen before. If I did, then I've totally spaced it. My apologies if that's the case, but it's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hi.
Centurion 4 Tango Papa.
Somewhere there's a bunch of people watching the stream and not saying hi. So that makes me value all the people that are saying hi a little bit more. We've somehow picked up over 35 followers on this stream, which is amazing, and I'm not complaining too much, but very few of those people have been in the chat, which makes me very curious how they're finding the stream. But Messy Soup's here. Messy Soup says hi, and thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Alright, so we have about 11,000 feet to descend, and normal rule of thumb is about 3.5 miles per 1,000 feet. So about 35-ish miles should be enough. So we'll keep an eye on our progress to that Sophie fix and make sure that we descend with enough time to spare. Right now we're at 5:21:39 over 80, so no worries. The other thing I suppose I could do is I could go put the firm restriction of 25,000 in there and let it do the math for us. Let's do that. 25,000. Exec. That moves our top of descent to be in about 8 minutes. And we'll set it to 25,000. Oh, that could be Messy Soup. Could be. But if you press the button, then you can say hi. So, you know. But you might be right. That does make sense. Alright, so I'll set it back to VNAV now, since we have our upcoming restriction. We've been given descend, basically cross Sophie at and maintain flight level 250. So I programmed that into the MCP and put it on VNAV and made sure the FMC knew that we were restricted to exactly 25,000 there. And it should handle the descent for us now. ASAP Mob Crew, thank you for the follow. Enjoyed talking to you in the Discord earlier. Appreciate the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream tonight. And Blue Dog 4077. I believe I've seen that name before as well. Appreciate the follow from you as well. Well, Messy Soup, my hope is that I can at least be decent. Decent is a good goal for me. I'm no expert. I'm no real-world pilot. I'm not a real-world aviation engineer. I'm just a programmer who knows far too much about how airplanes work and enjoys doing simulated flights on the PilotEdge network, which I also am a staff member on. So I'm here to learn. I'm here to have fun and do enjoyable flights, to relax in the evenings mostly. I'm not here to become a professional streamer. I'm not here to become a professional pilot. I already have a career I like, but I do enjoy the streaming and interacting with folks. I'm going to be flying anyway. I might as well stick a mic in my face and chatter. KLAS San Diego. Why would I turn it off when it's giving me so many amazing followers? Look, the stream growth is amazing. We've added like 37 tonight. That's awesome. I need to get Twitch to send me my affiliate stuff since I'm over the numbers. I qualify. They just haven't sent out my batch of invites yet. So I'm excited for that. So it's planning our descent, top of descent, looks like about 30-ish miles, maybe a little bit shorter than that to Sophie. My guess is it's going to realize real quick that with the wind up here, we're going to need a speed brake, but we will figure that out when we get there. Cibola is the next fix on the arrival. Little tiny airport down there. I think. Yep. And a not so tiny airport down there too. That looks like a military base. That's a lot of runways for not too big of a city. ASAP Mob Crew, it wasn't $1,000. It was less than that. I got a decent deal on it from PFC since they were one of the original partners we worked with to launch the PilotEdge network. The reason I spent a decent chunk of change on a yoke is because I was tired of buying the plastic ones, the Cytex and the CHs, and having the brake. And yokes I wasn't having as much of a problem with, although my CH yoke was having issues with not centering well, and it was clearly a plastic and springs kind of pile of junk. But I had the real trouble with pedals. I went through 3 sets of Cytec pedals where I would take them out of the box, and the first one I had like locked up immediately and would not unlock. The second one worked okay for a little while, but then it did the same thing. And after the third set doing exactly the same thing, and basically me just returning them to Fry's and buying a new set and returning them and buying a new set and returning them and buying a new set, I was like, all right, I'm done with this. Had some money on hand at the time and went for the PFC yoke and pedals. Nowadays you can get pedals that are a little cheaper than what I had to spend because there's the crosswind pedals, which I think are like $300-400, something like that. They're not awful, and the quality is great. But yeah, I don't regret it. I spend a lot of time on my gear, on my controls, so I don't mind having the money into it. Messy Soup, yes, this is a payware. It is the IXEG 737, and it is great. It's a great plane. I mean, it's a 737 Classic, so it's a 737-300. It's not the NG, and you can tell the minute you look at like the engine gauges and some of the other stuff here, but I'm a fan. I said this earlier, but I originally bought this plane for X-Plane 10, and it seemed to have a few more issues in 10. But since they patched it for 11, it's been running real nice. I have not had a single beef with it in 4 flights, 3 flights. We streamed last night, and we're on our 2nd flight of the evening, and it has not even so far as burped at me. So TEUA 2100, thanks for the follow. Well, yeah, when you're 15 and you don't have a job, that's funny. I just turned 35 a couple days ago, and definitely have a job. I manage software engineers, so. some wind shifts here, so the engines are kind of catching up there. And we're coming up on our top of descent. I expect this thing to demand the speed brake very shortly. But yeah, I used to be 15, don't worry. I remember. Thanks, ASAP. Appreciate that. Alright, we're gonna have to make a expeditious descent here. No, it's not old at all. I wasn't meaning to imply it was. I'm just saying it's older than 15. When you've been working full time consistently for 18 years, 17 years, changes your it changes your outlook. All right, there's the descent. Throttles are idle. Like it's not predicting any issues getting down to 25,000, so I'll let it be. That's us down here on the map. On our way from Phoenix into San Diego. A couple of airplanes around, but not too many. It's starting to quiet down because of getting pretty late, so. $25,000 by Sophie. Should be no sweat. 2,500 foot descent. Oh, almost 3,000 now. Great. Let's go ahead and chime the seatbelts. Everyone, where we're descending.
Southwest 3245, contact Los Angeles Center 128.6.
128.6 for Southwest 3245. You did say 128.6, right? Yeah, okay, good. Los Angeles Center, good evening, Southwest 3245s, descending through flight level 287 for 250.
Southwest 3245, Los Angeles Center, cross Helix at maintain 15,000 at 270 knots. The San Diego altimeter is 29902.
Okay, Helix at 15,000 and 270 for Southwest 3245.
November 36 Tango Rider, contact John Wayne Tower 126.
Yep, I got a little board. I'll show it to you in a sec once I get this programmed in. So we got exactly 15,000 and 270 at Helix. Exact that. And I believe we can delete. I think we can delete that restriction. Yep, there we go. Beauty. Yeah, I've got a little board here. I can hold that so you can see it real quick. It is an erasable boogie board, or what it's called. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I scribble it down, especially when it's a compound instruction where they're giving you multiple multiple instructions at once. I'll make sure I capture these, but this little gizmo is about 20 bucks. I'll paste a link to it here so you can see. D199800, thank you for the follow. There's the link. I know I've sold at least a couple of these because people have told me they bought one. But I recommend it. It's a cheap little gizmo, but you just push a button and it erases the whole thing, and it's reasonably visible. I don't know that I would want to use it in a... I don't know how well it would work in a real world flight deck where the lighting is a little different, but in my office it works just great to scribble stuff down real quick. I used to have a little notebook, but I got tired of trying to hold it open and write at the same time, and this thing saves paper and pens. Alright, we need to set our MCP altitude to 15,000. We would set our altimeter, but the altimeter at San Diego is 2992, same as standard, so nothing to do there.
November 122 Alpha Juliet, stand by. Are you looking for flight following at all today?
I'm being told there's cheesecake awaiting me after the stream is over. Should you build a PC or pay someone to do it for you? Well, that depends on your level of confidence and your willingness of how much time you have to spend on it.
Alpha Juliet, squawk 523.
If you have time on your hands and are willing to deal with the effort and the troubleshooting when you do something wrong, I think building your own PC is the way to go. Absolutely. If you are the kind of person who gets frustrated easily or doesn't enjoy troubleshooting of computer problems and doesn't care about the knowledge, then there's no reason you should do it. Alright, why aren't we descending? Oh, because we're on a VNAV mode. That would do it.
November 2 Alpha Juliet, radar contact.
Yeah, I agree, Fred. The processor installation is definitely the most nerve-wracking part because it's also it's one of the most delicate parts, and it's also by far the most expensive part.
2989er. The restricted areas are active.
Getting that right is
and say destination and type aircraft.
A little nerve-wracking. I hear you on that for sure. All right, drag required, which is code for please extend speed brake. Thanks in advance. Put that out.
November 2 Alpha Juliet, roger.
And I agree, it's definitely easier than putting together IKEA. You were right about that. Alright, let's go look at our landing speeds. We've been doing well with the 30-knot landings, so we'll do that again. 125 will be our VREF, so quite a bit slower than our other arrivals have been. We've been landing about 140, but that's just because we're lighter. Bring the brake in since it seems like the engines are spooling up, which is a good sign that we don't need the brake anymore.
Southwest 3245, contact SoCal approach 124.35.
SoCal on 2435 for Southwest 3245. SoCal approach, good evening. The Southwest 3245 is at flight level 190, descending for Helix at 15,000.
Southwest 3245, SoCal approach, San Diego, Lindbergh, altimeter 29902, wind calm, expect visual, correction, expect localized approach runway 27.
Okay, we'll expect localizer 27 for Southwest 3245. As predicted, pretty much the only approach that gets used there in normal operating conditions.
Southwest 3245, descend via the Lucky 1 arrival.
Okay, descend via the Lucky 1 for 3245. We'll get that program for 110.9. Approach course at 275, and again I put it in both sides. That way, because the first officer's display over here is setting in ILS mode, that way I can see when the localizer becomes active. Let's check the rest of our crossing restrictions here. Make sure they're programmed
Southwest
correctly.
3245, cleared localizer runway 27 approach.
Okay, cleared localizer 27 approach for Southwest 3245. So we can set this way down. Since we were told to descend via the Lucky 1.
Skywest 3086, contact
down to
Albuquerque
5,000.
Center 134.32. Good night.
We'll do Jack at exactly 10,000. Exact that. Aztec is exactly 8,000.
Sky 2 Alpha Juliet,
Exactly
to
that.
answer your second question, Tango November Papa is not a control airport on this network.
And Jeeves is exactly 6,100, not 61 or above.
Ah, roger that, yeah. And I said Tango November Papa, it's actually November X-ray Papa. 29
Lucky's
Palms,
at 6,000.
Self, I guess. Yeah, that's not
Lindy
controlling
will
here.
be at 5,000. Oops.
Affirmative.
Okay, there we go. This is one of the mistakes I've made in the past. You'll notice the arrival terminates at Lindy here. And then the IAF, or one of the IAFs for the approach is Lindy. So it's set up for this arrival to dovetail very nicely into the instrument approach. In the past, I've gone straight from Lindy to the airport instead of making this little leg here to Vida to get on the arrival. Drag is required. We'll get the speed brake out.
Sky 2 Alpha Juliet, traffic is directly above you at same direction, altitude 6,500.
So in this case,
Are you
we
in
need to
green
make
flight
sure
by
and
chance?
get Vida into the flight plan.
November 2 Alpha Juliet, roger. The traffic's altitude indicates 6,500. If you're in communication with that aircraft, have them squawk standby.
Oh no, I've totally screwed it up.
Sirius Golf Victor Zulu Bravo SoCal departure, roger. Call signal altimeter 275. Say destination.
I mean, it doesn't really matter because we'll be at Vida soon enough.
Sirius Victor Zulu Bravo, I'm sorry, say again.
Alright, Lindy to Vida. Perfect. Drag required. Well, the brake is out, so I haven't got no more drag for you. Airplane. Alright, passing Jack.
November 630 Hotel Romeo, SoCal approach.
Yeah, we are super fast here. I'm going to go ahead and do a VS descent here to 1500 and try and get the speed under
Sky
control.
0 Hotel Romeo, squawk 4303.
Go full speed brake here.
Skywest 5220. Okay, Skywest 5321. SoCal departure radar contact. Climb and maintain 4,000. Charlie Golf Victor Zulu Bravo, are you restricted by the tower on your tower sign heading?
Speaking of towers, let's get the Lindbergh Tower in there, 18.3.
Cirrus Victor Zulu Bravo, roger. Traffic 6 o'clock and 3
Looks like
miles.
we got down to
northwest
250,
bound
okay,
leading
that's
climb
good.
to 2,000.
You can see the airport almost there. That's the city. Yeah, airport's right there. We're darn close.
Yeah, it was 5321 Laurel. Check out to immediately.
Someone's having a chuckle. Alright, we can go ahead and slow down to 210 now.
Sky's 5321, say altitude leaving.
Looks like we're doing no problem getting to 5,000 by Lindy. I'll set it to 1,400. And the rate of descent. I should be able to do 1,200 actually.
7,000. Number 630 Hotel Romeo radar contact.
Once we get to 210, I'll do flaps 1, which will help us slow down a little bit.
Los Angeles Center on 126.35.
Let's get everyone sitting down.
Number 0 Hotel Romeo contact Los Angeles Center 126.35.
Okay, we can go flaps 1. Auto brake will go to
Number
3.
2 Alpha Juliet, change to my frequency 126.35.
Preparation for the arrival here. Still not yet receiving the localizer, but that's okay.
Cirrus Victor Zulu Bravo traffic on packet.
210, the engines are coming up, so speed brake can come in. Go ahead and arm it for
Number 122 Alpha Juliet, Los Angeles Center right.
Possible bot, thank you for the follow. Once we pass Lindy at 210, we will slow down rather quickly.
Riverside altimeter 29er 89er.
Okay, localizer's coming in. We are cleared for the approach. I will put it over into VOR loc mode. We will watch our step downs. Once we pass Lindy, I'll put it on ILS mode, but you can see it over here. And White 899, thank you for the follow.
Gas 5321, climb and maintain 12,000.
Okay, speed brake is armed, not out. Flaps 1 is out. That's 0.5 miles to Lindy. I'm going to go ahead and call that good and start slowing us way down.
Romeo traffic is a mile off
We'll go 170 and flaps 5.
It's a Skyhawk at 8,600. My understanding is you two are communicating. Is that correct?
Okay, we can also go to
Sky 0 Hotel Romeo, roger.
Oops. View the arrival there. That's the localizer.
Sky 0 Hotel Romeo, roger. I appreciate
Step down
it.
is 4,000 for VIDA at 14.2 DME, so we can go and start that right now.
My well-being, man. I appreciate that.
Localizer's alive. We'll go flaps 15 and gear down. approach page up. We said 125 was our VREF. We can go ahead and down to 145. It should let us get flaps 25. And probably flaps 30. We'll just we'll just go for it. We continue our descent to 3600. Really, it's going to go to 2700 next, so we'll just put that in there for now. Not going to get down there before then.
Sky 0 Hotel Romeo, traffic 6 o'clock and 3 miles.
Think of the trees, yeah, that's my printer.
8,500. Traffic has a slight overtake on you, suggest you stop your climb.
And for these step downs, I'm looking at the localizer chart here and just looking at the DME and the altitude. So we got to stay above 2700 to 8.7. And that right there is why I'm programming the descent here. Decision height for the record is 680.
Cirrus Victor Zulu Bravo, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
2,500.
Okay, we're stable at 2700. We're another mile or two. Next descent will be 2,000.
Southwest 3245, contact Lindbergh Tower 118.3. Good eye.
18.3, we'll see you. 3245. We did not get flaps 30 yet. Let's do that now. Lindbergh Tower, good evening. Southwest 3245, 9 miles out. Localizer 27. Step down to 2,000. 18.3, right? Yep. Lindbergh Tower, Southwest 3245, localizer 27. Hello?
San Maria Tower, Skyhawk, 8020 Bravo, holding short,
Lindbergh Tower, good evening.
30.
Wind calm, continue approach, report 2 mile final.
Okay, report 2 mile final, Southwest 3245. That's new. Alright, we're inside 2,000, so now we will descend to decision height, which is 7,000.
San Maria Tower, Skyhawk, 8020 Bravo, holding short 30.
Alright, we got VREF plus 10. Flaps are good. Gear is down. Auto brake is programmed to 3. Speed brake is armed.
Santa Barbara Tower, Baron.
We have the runway in sight. We are at 5 mile final.
Ready for take.
Waiting for that 2 mile final. This is going to level us off at 700, at which point I will...
8020 Bravo, Santa Maria Tower, runway 30, cleared for takeoff, right
here.
crosswind approved.
30 cleared for takeoff, right crosswind, 20 Bravo.
Southwest 3245, runway 27, cleared to land.
Clear to land 27 for Southwest 3245. Need to climb a little bit, actually. Got a little bit low. Alright. I've got that. Let me grab the throttles as well. We are clear to land. You can see that displaced threshold there for San Diego. It's very interesting. We're still 10 knots over our VREF, which is where I want to be at the moment.
Santa Barbara Tower, Baron 747 Romeo.
This is a short runway.
25 at Juliet,
So,
ready.
we need to plant this thing.
Baron 747, runway to Santa Barbara Tower, good evening, runway...
That right there is a 2 mile final, by the way.
Runway 25, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff.
In case you're wondering what a 2 mile final looks like.
747 Romeo.
That was 2.0.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Full reverse. All right, there's 80 knots. Pressure's in. Welcome to San Diego. It's a little adventurous getting it in, but not bad. I've done a lot worse here. That's for sure. All right, flaps can come all the way in. Uber can come in. Thank you, Messy Soup. I appreciate that. Yesterday was better. Yes, it was. We had a landing at Las Vegas yesterday that was one for the ages. You are not wrong about that. But we'll watch this one in the replay once we get to our gate here. I like this airport. I like arriving here. It's super fun. All right. There's
Romeo Delta radar text
over the
altitude.
line.
Indicating 1,000 for some.
Braking brake is on. Thanks, Fred. I appreciate that. Tower 3245 is clear at 27. We'd like to go straight ahead to the ramp.
So those 3245, roger, taxi to the ramp via Bravo, remain this frequency. Have a good night.
Bravo, this frequency, remain this frequency. You having a good night too, man. All right. I'm just going to take that gate right in front of us.
802 Sierra Bravo, frequency change to advisory approved.
Frequency changed, approved to Sierra Bravo.
Baron 7 Romeo Delta, eastbound on course approved, remain south of the shoreline, and maintain VFR conditions that are below 4,000 until advised.
Eastbound course approved, south of the shoreline, at or below 4,000 for 7 Romeo Delta.
Friend there. If I can see him. There we go. Brakes on. Get that ground power plugged in. Okay. Switch the electrical over. Generators can come off the bus. And power down 1. Power down 2. That triggers our little jetway friend to come say hello. And belts off. Since this is our last flight, I will go ahead and turn everything else off. Backs off. Bleeds off. Hydraulic pumps can come off. Fuel pumps can come off. Lights off. Off. There we go. We'll go to ground mode so they can open the door. Pitot heats are off. Window heats are off. IRS is off. Galley power off. Emergency lights off. Ground power off. We're on the battery now, and go off here as soon as I push this. As it's not disconnecting. Oh, it's up here. Wrong one. Standby power. There we go. Alright, folks. Welcome to San Diego. You can hear the birds in the background. Hope you enjoyed. Oops. Hope you enjoyed the arrival and the 2 flights we did tonight. I sure did. It was fun having the chat, fun having all those followers show up. Still a mystery where they came from. Glad you're all here, and have a good night. I'm not sure when the next stream is going to be, but make sure and follow and turn those notifications on so you can find out. See ya.